Hello, welcome. In this video, we're going to learn about why soils look so different. They're different in their colors, in their texture, even their smells are different. They have different chemicals. So why are they so different? This is the question we will look at in this video. Now, before we look at this question, let's learn about how soils are made. Soils are made when big rocks break into smaller rocks, and the smaller rocks break into smaller and smaller rocks. We call this weathering in science, weathering. And this can take many years, hundreds or thousands of years. It is very slow. There are two types of weathering. We have physical weathering. The rock breaks down by mechanical force or means. Example, the roots of plants going into the rock and breaking it down. Or the wind, water, or heat breaking the big rock into small rocks. We also have chemical weathering. In chemical weathering, the big rock will break down by chemical reaction. Example, when we have acid rain, it can mix with the rocks and the rock will have a chemical reaction and break down. So this is how soils are made. But why are soils so different? Soils are different because of 5 factors or 5 things that can affect the soil. Example, climate, the shape of the land or topography, time, the plants and animals and bacteria that live in the soil, and the parent material. Let's talk about each of them. Let's start with the climate. So climate can affect the soil in the place. In a wet and humid climate, the soil is different from a hot and dry climate. For example, if you go to the North Pole or South Pole, where we have a lot of snow, there's snow on the soil is usually thin, and the big rocks have not broken down, so we have big rocks under the ice, and the soil is so thin. Okay, but if you go to a rainforest where we have a lot of rain and higher temperature, the soil usually has different layers, and the big rocks have broken down into smaller rocks, and we have a lot of humus, okay, because the leaves of the plants on the ground can decay faster when we have more rain, so the soil looks different from different places or different climate. Next is the shape of the land. The shape of the land can affect the soil of the area. If the land is on the slope or the land is flat, it can affect the type of soil. Example, if there is rain, the rain will wash down the slope, and when it washes down the slope, it will take the topsoil and bring it to the flat soil. Okay, so the soils on the slope are usually, they have less nutrients. They are not good because the rainwater will wash the nutrients to the flat soil. Okay, what about the flat soil? They usually have more nutrients, they are darker in color, and they have more layers. Okay, the third one is the parent rock. The different types of rocks can break into smaller rocks to form the soil in the area. So the type of rock can affect the soil. For example, if the parent rock was sandstone, this rock is called sandstone, they usually make sandy soil, okay, which is different. And if the parent rock is shale, this rock is called shale. It usually forms clay soil. So different rocks can form different types of soils. Some rocks like granite will have high silicon and high sodium, potassium, but low in phosphorus. Other types of rocks, other type of soil that are formed from this rock, basalt, will have low in silicon but high in calcium and magnesium. Okay. Number 4 is the plants and animals, bacteria that live in the soil can affect the soil. Earthworms, insects, okay, bacteria, fungi, mushroom, okay, they all can affect the soil. How do they affect the soil? Number 1, they can mix the soil. When the earthworms move in the soil, they help to mix the soil. Number 2, they help the dead plants and animals to decay faster. Okay, to decay faster. And next, they can help the soil to have more nutrients when they have droppings in the soil. Okay, this is drop-in. So the type of animals can affect the soil. The type of plants, animals, bacteria, fungi in there. And the last one is time. So time can affect the soil in the area. It takes a long time for soils to form, to make soil. So younger soil like here, they usually have few layers, okay, and the parent rocks are still there. They did not break yet, okay, but after many years, the soil become older, and the older soils, they have more layers, they have humus, they have more plants and animals, they have more nutrients. Okay, so here are the 5 factors or 5 things that affect, or the 5 things that make soils different. We have climate, we have the shape of the land or topography, time, the plants, animals, bacteria that live in that soil, and lastly, the type of rocks or the parent material. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this is helpful. Goodbye.